Hi everyone, Ronnie here. I'm a partnership manager at accessiBe, and today I want to talk to you about web accessibility and how, by installing just a single line of JavaScript code, accessiBe can immediately make your website ADA and WCAG compliant and, most importantly, genuinely accessible to people with disabilities. Web accessibility is a set of rules, behaviors, code standards, and design guidelines that are meant to explain what accessible websites should look and operate like for people with disabilities, who, by the way, comprise 20% of the world's population. That's over 1.5 billion people. Not a small number, right? These set of rules were created by the W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium, and are called the WCAG, or the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. The WCAG 2.1 at the AA level has been adopted as the web accessibility standard by governments around the world. Examples of such legislations include the ADA Title III and Section 508 in the US, as well as the IOTA in Canada and the EN 301-549 in the European Union. What's unique about accessiBe is that it takes a lengthy, expensive, and complex process of remediation and fully automates it using AI, making it effortless and affordable. Before diving into how it works, I want to let you know that accessiBe was developed side by side with people with disabilities and leading experts in accessibility and assistive technologies. Today, we already power tens of thousands of websites from small businesses to industry-leading enterprises. Alright, let's move on to how accessiBe actually works. accessiBe utilizes two components that work simultaneously to achieve compliance. The first is our accessibility interface, which addresses about 30% of the WCAG requirements that are related mostly to adjusting the UI and the design of the website. The second is our AI application, which is responsible for handling the other 70% that usually require manual work, including screen reader adjustments and keyboard navigation adjustments, which are usually needed by visually and motor impaired people. Let's take a look at our AI application first. The AI scans and analyzes your site using contextual understanding process, which learns the purpose and function of each and every element before fixing it. This process happens automatically every 24 hours, ensuring every change or update made is instantly remediated, making your website compliant at all times. People with motor impairment activate accessiBe's adjustments by clicking the Tab key, the universal key for keyboard navigation, and then the Adjustments button appears. Blind users hear an announcement from accessiBe to their screen readers inviting them to turn on accessibility adjustments by clicking Alt-1 on the keyboard. I just clicked Alt-1 to turn the accessibility adjustments on, and as you can see, a success message popped up and the interface icon now shows a check mark. Now I can simply start navigating the website using just the keyboard. I can also open the quick navigation menu, which allows me to easily browse between important pages and sections without having to tediously navigate through all the links and options of the entire site. Moving forward, you can see how easy it is to navigate all the links, forms, buttons, menus, and even drop-downs, which are now fully accessible using just the keyboard. Take a look at the code. Here you can see that accessiBe is automatically adding all of the necessary code modifications to indicate to people using screen readers that this is in fact a menu, which has a submenu, and whether it is expanded or not. This is achieved by utilizing what is known as the ARIA attributes, which accessiBe automatically adds if there aren't already there. When triggering pop-ups, accessiBe lifts the keyboard focus and lets it back down within it. To close the pop-up, I can simply hit the escape key and then continue navigating from where I left off, just like that. To cater to screen readers, accessiBe utilizes the previously mentioned ARIA attributes in this scenario as well. To remediate forms, accessiBe uses AI to learn the validations, labels, and purposes of each field and uses the browser's already accessible validations API alongside ARIA attributes to display and announce field requirements, errors, and messages. Another important area that accessiBe covers is ensuring that icons and buttons are not only operable using the keyboard, but also provide full context to visually impaired users. Here's a code example of how accessiBe added the social media names to the icons at the top as a hidden screen reader only text. Another example is the cart and favorites icons to the right that also received a proper hidden text alongside an ARIA role that equals a button. Without these modifications, the cart and favorites are completely ignored by screen reader, and the social icons are read out just as link, link, link. By the way, drop-downs, pop-ups, forms, and icons are some of the biggest accessibility challenges, which accessiBe excels in remediating. There are many more areas that accessiBe covers, such as the next and previous carousel buttons, the review star icons, price adjustments, and others. Now, let's dive into one of the most exciting capabilities of accessiBe, the automatic creation of alternative text, or alt text, description for images. To achieve this, our AI uses iris and OCR image recognition technologies. Take a look at the console and note that this image has no alt text. Now, see what happens when clicking Alt 1 to turn accessibility on as a blind person using a screen reader would. Did you see the code changing live? Look at the immediate alt text accessiBe has created for the image. Image text, extra 30% off shop now. Image contains woman holding clothes. The second, image text, travel shopping 50% off. Image contains wood, luggage, retro, travel, design. With alt text, a screen reader user can now get the full context of the website, including text and object of promotional banners. The last piece of the puzzle that completes the compliance process is our accessibility interface, which allows people with visual impairments to adjust the user interface and website design to their individual needs and enjoy a personalized accessibility experience. This interface eliminates the need to compromise your website design in favor of accessibility and allows the design and UX professionals to stay creative. For example, take a look at the font of the title. Those spikes may look blurry for some people with certain visual impairments, and by clicking the readable font button, users get the system's default font, which obviously is readable to them. Users can choose to increase the font size if those are too small, emphasize titles and links, and set their preferred spacing, scaling, and alignment. The interface also enables people who are colorblind to change the website to a dark mode, monochrome mode, or even to completely invert the colors. Dependent on the severity of their situation, they can also change specific colors that they don't see to colors that they do, like changing the green to red. Another option is related to people with epilepsy who are at constant risk of seizures caused by moving objects and flashing animations. See the flickering GIF here and the automatic video at the bottom? Well, when clicking the stop animation button, both immediately stop. The last interface feature I'll show you is the online dictionary, which helps people with cognitive and learning disabilities understand certain phrases, idiomatic expressions, or pop culture references that they encounter on your website. For example, the phrase binge watching, which not everyone will be familiar with. All the options I showed you and over 50 others are what we like to call accessibility on demand. You can check all of them out on our accessibility interface. By the way, everything that accessiBe does is also supported in over 12 languages. Okay, that's about it. You should now have a basic understanding of how accessiBe's AI is constantly ensuring that websites are protected from costly litigation and will also be fully accessible to people with disabilities. Thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you joining us soon.